Dear students, I'd like to tell you something about the concept of originality. What do you mean by originality? Originality is anything which automatically looks different from the others, right? It doesn't look have to be wild, it should be sensible, but anything, whichever, suppose I have gone through an experience and I am telling it in my own language and telling with those variations of incident, so my story will be original. But if I'll copy a story from some other place and then try to speak on it, then automatically my story won't be original. It will be having the same shades as the other who has also read the story. So generally, many a times, many people, they are not able to express themselves. They tend to copy stories from different books. They don't have the confidence to write their own story, or they don't want to make changes in the story. They don't want to add elements in the story. So automatically these all become unoriginal and do not sound genuine. Always remember, genuine thing comes under two provisions. One, of course, it should match the kind of person you are exhibiting yourself in the personal information questionnaire. And the second factor, the way you write it, the way you think on it. There is no standard format. You can always do that. If you want to start, you can start with a name. You don't want to write a name, you can take a boy. If you want to write, start with the place, you can talk of the place and then talk of the thing. So there are different ways of writing. So different ways of writing will also make it original, but you should not waste time in writing. There are some people who waste a lot of time in writing, in the sense that they do not write, they start wasting time. There was boy, then he will do this, he will that, and then they begin. By the time they come down to more than half of the story, then they begin that he saw this. Now that looks poor decision making. Please don't do that. Try to write immediately. Is it clear? So this is one thing. We'll also give you an example. I hope with that example you will be able to elaborate and you will be able to understand this. This is just consolidating your understanding of story writing. Is it clear? Yes. So let's go ahead. Let me elaborate more. When we talk about, for example, we talked about originality. What do you mean by originality? The way you write. Don't try to copy a style. There was a boy one day with a, write whatever you want to. You can make some changes. For example, you want to write Raj 24 years, saw this, said that then he did this. This is something which you can say original. But then you want, no, I don't want to write this. I want to write there was a farmer's boy. One day he saw this. You don't write a name. You can do that. One thing is this, that is the writing format. Then you can right away come to the situation. I have always believed that there should be a situation, a thinking process, and then action. If the thinking process is missing in between, unfortunately, the story would look like as if you are writing something which is pre-decided, or you're not able to convey your full message. Is it clear? So when you want to convey your full message, you should have a thought process, then a middle process, and then the end result. Is it clear to all of you? So this is something which you all people have to follow, and I'm sure that will help you in your understanding of the subject and the way you really want to go about it. The one more thing which I wanted to say in this is the action of the story. Don't make it unnecessarily elaborate. It should be sensible, little condensed, or it should be thoughtful. It should be linked. It should not be, overdone. Like somebody's come to your house and you've made him overeat. Don't do that. Write which are sensible actions. Okay. Many time people, what they do is, like in an accident they'll take him, then they'll give him blood donation also, they'll give him money also. Don't overdo it. Do what is practical and what is understandable that you can do. Is it clear? So please try to do it. Relevant to the character, relevant to the situation, and this will make it more original. And whenever you write it, you can also use vision of your place. Suppose you live in some place and you write, give that episode. If some episode of your past is in your mind and you've told of the place about the episode and written it, I think it's perfectly okay. So you can go by that. Is it clear? Understood? I hope that is really clear to all of you. Thank you very much and Jai.